Assalamu alaikum everyone and welcome back to Learn to Read Quran. So in today's lesson we're building on what we've done so far, and so today we are completing our look at the long vowels. We've looked at the long vowel of fatha, which we saw that we could increase the length of it, we could elongate it, we could stretch it for a 2 count stretch with an alif. And then we looked at the long vowel of kasra, where we saw that we could elongate it, we could stretch it for a 2 count stretch with a ya that followed it. And so today we're looking at the long vowel of Dhamma, which we will see that we can stretch with a wow. And it's important to note, and if you look here on line 1 at first example, it's important to note that the Dhamma on the val is followed by a wow, and this wow, there is no vowel on it, there is no sukoon on it, it's empty in that sense, or it has nothing on, whichever way you want to say it. It has nothing there, so the wow actually all it does is it pulls the Dhamma noise for a 2 count stretch. So this becomes dhu. So the dhu noise, which was the zal with the Dhamma, elongated itself, it stretched itself. Because of this wow, you got dhu, 2 count stretch. So I think you'll pick this up pretty quickly, but let's go through the page, and all this practice hopefully should make it a very certain concept for you once we finish the page. So we have a kaf with a Dhamma and a wow with nothing on. So this gives us our 2 count stretch. So we have ku, and again, the noon has a Dhamma and a wow with nothing on. So this gives us a 2 count stretch. Nu. So the whole of that word, if we just take off those markings, the whole of that word is ku, nu. And I'm pretty sure we've met this alif with this round circle on before. Anything with that round circle, you ignore it. So it's almost as if this alif wasn't there. So ku, nu is this word. Let's move on. We've got ta, do, because the dal had a Dhamma, and the wow that followed it gave us a 2 count stretch. Ta, do, ru. So you can hear the ra with just the Dhamma without a wow after it. Doesn't get any stretch. It's the short vowel sound, which we've had lots of practice with. So this is where we're determining the difference between the longer vowel sound when you have a Dhamma, in this case, with a wow, that gives you the 2 count stretch there, or just a Dhamma, which doesn't give you a stretch, it just gives you the short noise vowel. So we have ta, do, ru. Then we have dhu, oo. And this 2 count stretch with the qaf, because qaf is a thick, heavy letter, the whole of that 2 count stretch will get made heavy. So we have dhu, oo. Okay, let's go on. Line 2. Ju, nu. This is where our 2 count stretch is because the noon had a Dhamma followed by a wow with no vowel and no sukoon. And then at the end here we have a dal with 2 Dhammas, so dun. Junu, dun. Let's carry on. Ra, su, 2 count stretch. Lun. Ta, ri, thu. So this is where our 2 count stretch was. Ta, ri. Remember the ra with a kasra is light. Thu, 2 count stretch there on the tha. Khu, dhu, 2 count stretch on the dal. Line 3. Sha, ku, run. Fa, khu. There's our 2 count stretch. Run, because of the 2 fathas. And remember, when we have 2 fathas, we ignore this alif. We pretend it's not there. We don't pronounce it. Then we have ya, ji, do. There's our 2 count stretch there. Va, la, Mu. Let's carry on. Line 4. Ya. What's that strange noise? That strange noise is my hamza with the sukoon. It sounds like a punch in the stomach noise. Ya. I'm joining the ya to the hamza because of the sukoon. Ku. Lu. Na. Wu. Ju. Ha. Kum. The kaf with the dhamma joining to the meme with the sukoon. You. Two stretch there. Fu. Two stretch there. Na. Wa. Qaw. Hopefully none of you missed the fatha on the qaf followed by the alif that gives us the 2 count stretch. So the important thing is once you learn something, don't forget the things that you knew before. We are building each time we're looking at a new concept, but we mustn't forget what we've learned before. Wa, qaw, lu. So we had a 2 count stretch on the qaf, 2 count stretch on the lam. Let's carry on. A, has. I have to join into the scene because the scene has the shadda, but then also after that the scene will have a 2 count stretch because of the dhamma and the wow. So the whole of this word, a little bit complicated, a little bit complicated, but I don't think you're going to struggle too much with it. A, hasu. A, hasu. Okay, let's carry on. We've got a similar one here. You, sol. Now I'm joining in. I'm making those circles again. I don't want to make those circles. So the sad is joining to the lam because of the shadda on the lam, but then I have a 2 count stretch after the lam because of the wow following that dhamma. So I have you, sallu. Somebody needs to contact me and let me know whether all these scribblings that I make are actually helpful or a hindrance. I'm hoping they're a help. You sallu. Okay. You hib. Here we go, making circles again. Let's take that circle off. You hib na. So let's look at this word a little bit more carefully. There's a lot going on, just as there has been on most of these words on this line. The ya has a dhamma, so that's you. The ha has a kesra, so that's he. But the he noise is joining to the ba noise because the ba has a shadda. Yuhib, that's me joining into the first ba inside that shadda because a shadda means a double letter. Yuhibbu, with the dhamma and the wow following it, I get a 2 count stretch. And then the noon with the fatha gives me the na noise. Yuhibbuna. Wa a sarruhu. So just for good measure, I'm going to go through the whole of this line again because with the additional complication of letters with shaddas, it might need a little bit more attention. So we've got a hasu, you sallu, you hibbuna, wa a sarruhu. Okay, line 6. Carrying on for a couple of words with these shadda letters. You qussuna. يبلغون. We had you because of the Dhamma. Balli, the ba with the fatha joining to the lam with the shadda, but it has just a kasra on it. Then the ghain here has the Dhamma followed by the wow, so that is our 2-count stretch right there. And then we just have a noon at the end to finish off. So you balli na. Yeah. This is the ya with the fatha joining to the ayn. Ayn is a letter that is pronounced from the middle of the throat. And one of the characteristics of this letter is that the noise doesn't sharply stop. It does carry on for a little bit. So that's why you can hear the noise of the ayn flow a little bit, slide a little bit when it has this sukoon on it. So I have ya, la, mu, na, ya. And this is the letter ghain this time, and it has a sukoon. And one of the qualities of the ghain is it does have noise that flows through it. So that's why you can hear it when it has the sukoon. Yaw, fi, ru, na. Line 7. Gha, fu, ran. Tada. Why did I bounce on that letter del? If you don't know the answer, you need to go back onto some of these previous videos, especially the one where we've done the video on sukoon, because we know that there are 5 letters that when they have a sukoon, you need to bounce the noise back. You need to vibrate the noise, and dal is one of them. Tada, khu, lu. There's our 2-count stretch on our Dhamma. U, ju, ro, hum. U, you, nin. 2 kasras there gave us the in noise. Okay, so when we looked at the other long vowels, when we looked at fatha, we looked at kasra, we saw that we could get little versions of alifs and little versions of yas to stretch our fatha and our kasra respectively. So we can also get little wows that will stretch a dhamma, and this is that little wow. So yes, it's not a comma. There is no such thing as a comma in the Quran. So if you see something that looks like a comma, then you know it's not, and you have to think what it is. So in this case, it's the wow. So we have in, who, 2-count stretch there, and the ha had the dhamma, followed by a little wow. And just as with the other small alif, the small ya, they do the same job as the big standing alif or the normal ya would to stretch the kasra. The other thing here is on this example here, please remember that when you have a noon with a shadda, you must hear the ghunna. Yes, the ghunna. Inna. You can hear the nasal sound humming noise. That's the ghunna. Inna hu. 2-count stretch. Rabba hu. La hu. How. La hu. So well done, everyone. We have completed the long vowels. We've done the long vowel of fatha. We've done a lesson on the long vowel of kasra. And now we've completed the 3 vowels by doing the long vowels of dhamma. Please keep practicing. You're doing excellently. And inshallah, I'll see you all again next time. Assalamu alaikum.